Where to get into this? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Cool, so it tells you straight up, like, which... This feels like a little bit of a spoiler, but, like, who cares? Fuck it. The Resolve of Ryannosuke. Ooh. I'm excited. This game has been on my list for, like, 3 weeks to start. And I haven't gotten to it yet. Oh, let's shut the fuck up.
The Empire of Japan. After opening its doors, a push for cultural transformation brought great waves of Western influence to this far eastern island nation. The revolution washed over the land, making life in the capital exciting and unsettling. It was a period of great change, and some was swept away by the tide. But for one man, the turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
What? That's the main character right there. We're getting right into it, huh? I don't hate it. I don't hate it. 22nd of November, 8:43 a.m. Supreme Court of the Judiciary, Defendants, Antechamber 5. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe this is happening. How can it just... how can it be just beyond the doors of this quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate? Bailiff, what? Oh, no, nothing. Save your glares, murderer. Wow. Oh, sorry. Ryannosuke. Sure. I mean, he's the main... He's on the front cover, right? Of both games, so... I feel like this is a farce, but... Second year at Imperial, yep, okay. 3 days ago, I somehow find myself in the middle of a horrifying incident. And now, here I am, awaiting my trial. Sure, sure. That's enough. He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer. Oh, we know this guy is cool. Look at this headband. Are you kidding me? It's flowing in the wind. There's no wind in here. How is this happening? What is going on? This dude is cool as fuck. And who are you? I am this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today. Yeah, you will be. Lawyer? Until the judge gives me a verdict on the case. No one has the right to treat him as a criminal. Oh, he just pulled out a fucking sword. So you will hold your tongue. I mean, I'd hold my tongue, let's be honest. Technicalities, look at you. You haven't even graduated yet. How is he my lawyer if he hasn't graduated yet? And yet I seem to know better about how a court officer should behave. Right, Ryannosuke? Sure. Oh my god, hold on. My controller is vibrating. What are you apologizing for me for? Because I have an apology complex. I apologize to everyone all the time. I suppose it wasn't my fault. I suppose it wasn't your fault. Kazuma. Oh. I never meant to drag you into this. I'm sorry. I'm glad you did. He's awesome. He looks super dope. Just like always. Though I must say, you've been all over the newspaper the past few days. I mean, it looks awfully like he shot somebody, so, like, I kind of get it. Oh, it was a professor who died. Okay. But obviously you didn't do it, did you? I mean, based on the cutscene, that's what you want. That's what you want to believe. So, of course not. You have to believe me. I didn't do it. I was just standing there with a revolver. I could never murder someone. Then there's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up. Hold your head up high. Yeah, Kazuma's fucking no nonsense. You mean I believe you? I know you're innocent, Ryannosuke. That makes exactly one person. Kazuma Asogi? My best friend, also in his second year at Yumi Academy, but he's far more clever than I, a star student, in fact. I love that, like, the main character of the game is like... I love that the main character of the game is like, I'm dumb as shit, but this guy... he's a winner, and he's gonna save my ass. This is incredible. It's not that impressive. The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old, here in Japan anyways. My qualifications don't mean much yet. That's true. This game is like the predecessor, like a prequel for Phoenix Wright. And I've wanted to play the Phoenix Wright games forever. But I'm like, I kind of like the aesthetic of these like older games better. So, if I like it is. There's actually, so I'm mad as hell about it. There's actually a Phoenix Wright Professor Layton crossover game that's only available on the 3DS, and it's not on Steam, or any other, like, it's just on the 3DS. And I'm like, I can't play a 3DS game. You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. I don't remember what he said. But I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma. Truly. You're right. I bet you I could. The problem with emulators is that I know where to get the emulators. I don't know where to get the legitimate ROMs. And that's sort of more of my issue, is getting the legitimate ROMs. Yes, that's when it all started. Are we getting flashbacks? Ryannosuke, congratulations, Kasuma. It looks like you're going to study abroad at last. I know, it's been forever dreaming of this day. Where is she studying abroad? Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and successes in court. So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. Is it England? It feels like it's gonna be England. I'm so happy for you. I'm proud as your friend. There's not a soul in the university who doesn't know Kasuma's name. He's a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious aura billowing from his temple. Like his actual temples? Or does Kasuma have like a temple somewhere that he owns? I want to bring about change in our legal system. Amen to that, brother. We're still working on that. But that's why we crossed the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes. Oh, I was right! Hell yeah. The heart of the British Empire. I wish I could see it too. Then come with me. Oh. We'd have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's City of London together. Kasumi and Ryannosuke? I ship it. It is Pride Month. It is June. Let's get it. If only it was that simple. I mean, I guess that's true. I guess we're talking like 1890s. I guess getting to London from Japan isn't exactly just hopping on a Spirit airline flight. Oh dear, look at the time. I better be going. We do love our Pride biddies. I'll see you later. Enjoy this place a little longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. We're in Japan, though, so it's really like Western-themed, but whatever. I'll see you in English class tomorrow, then, partner. They oh man, they still had spirit lines, but they were just ghost planes. Yeah, true, true. Okay, hold on. This might be the best, like, bagged tea I've ever had in my life. I'm sort of a tea snob in that I enjoy loose leaf tea because I'm a snob. But my therapist made a cup of tea for me a few months ago, and it was like it legitimately tastes like you're drinking like an atomic fireball, which is 100%. I'm into that. I feel like that's a divisive statement. Like, I feel like there are plenty of people who don't like atomic fireballs or fireball the liquor, but this straight up tastes like you're drinking liquid cinnamon. And it's delightful. All right. Sorry. Let's get to the murder. That has been another murder. It was straight after that. That's when it happened. Sogi, can I have a word? Oh, I recognize her. She's from the box art too. Kazumi, Professor, I didn't know you were coming. Yeah, I need an actual lawyer to represent me. Well, this place has personal significance to me, but never mind that for now, Sogi. That's this guy's, like, last name. His surname. You should go immediately to the judge's chambers. To His Excellence's chambers? Why? He's been looking for you before. He's advocating for the defense in this trial was a... You advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result. Who is this man? He's looking cute, I'll tell you what. I feel as though I've seen him in the university before. Listen, anybody who's got, like, any sort of, like, silver fox, like, he looks like a hot Japanese Ron Johnson, let's be honest. Not Ron Johnson, I'm sorry. Ron Johnson is not who I'm thinking of. Ron from Parks and Rec. It's not Ron Johnson. Somebody help me with this. Ron who? I will also take J.K. Simmons. Swanson, thank you. See, Johnson, Swanson, I'm gonna say that's an acceptable pass. But yeah, J.K. Simmons. God, J.K. Simmons in Whiplash? Are you kidding me? You kidding me? Alright then, Ryannosuke, we'll see you in the courtroom. I know this character's name is Sasato, but they haven't been introduced yet, so we're not gonna make a big deal out of it. Yeah. Let's be honest, like, Parks and Rec is a weird show because, like, almost everybody on that show is hot in some way. Can we talk about that? Everybody in Parks and Rec is hot. And I'm not gonna be ashamed of it, to be honest. Everybody in Parks and Rec is hot. Okay, maybe not Jerry. Jerry's the one character who's like, eh. But, yeah, look at that mustache. Come on. That's got Ron Swanson energy all over it. Ugh, this is awkward. Oh, sorry. If I may, yes, sorry. You must be the defendant, Ryannosuke Naruda? I butchered that, I apologize. Yes, that's right. My name is Eugene Mikotoba. I'm a professor of forensic medicine at Yumi University. Professor Mikotoba, I've heard of you. I've heard that name from Kazuma before. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Kazuma studying abroad. Well, apparently it worked, so he must know what the hell he's doing. Asugi has told me about you. You and he are best friends, I understand. That's true. For 1 second, I thought this guy was like, yeah, I'm here to represent the prosecution because this guy's obviously guilty. So I thought for a second this guy was going to be against me, but as such, I feel like you should know. Know what? Well, as you've no doubt heard, Asugi has been granted permission to go to study in Great Britain. However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial, I'm afraid that permission will be revoked and never granted again. Oh, damn! So this is it. This is the one. He has one shot at college university. Yeah, obviously. At Yumi University. Listen, the Japanese names are a little rough for me. I'm obviously a fucking stupid white idiot from the Midwest of the USA, alright? I'm doing my best. I apologize. If you have a correction of my pronunciation, please put it in chat, because I'm dumb as shit. Alright, please correct me. I'm trying to do better. I'm also 3 shots of 100 proof vodka in, so that's also an issue. If I hadn't studied the names, Ryannosuke, I've studied this game. I was supposed to start playing this game 3 weeks ago, but because of extenuating circumstances, it's taken me until I just learned. Listen, there's like 3 languages in Japanese, man. There's like 3 fucking languages. Okay, I can't do that. All right, I barely speak English well. Okay. I apologize. What? Yes, as I suspected, you were unaware of this. Yeah, that's a super shitty thing to do to somebody. To, like, be like, hey, you can study abroad, but if you don't defend your best friend from a murder charge that seems pretty airtight, you're fucked, bud. You're fucked. Alright. Sorry. Yeah, since I suspected you were unaware of this. Is this man holding something? Is he holding a fan? Is he about to give me like a whoosh? I hope so. I had a feeling Asugi would not have chosen to tell you. He agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered. Well, Kazuma probably knows something that you don't, so... But I don't understand, why would the government do such a thing? Because it's the fucking government, dude! Come on. Trash. The administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas study. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances. But if the school, Yumi University is specifically sending people to London, there's like a minimum number of students they have to send. So like I understand that they wouldn't want to send Kazuma if he like fails. But like don't act like oh I have to convince them. Like obviously I don't know. No, it's all spoken the same. There are 3 different writing styles, kanji. Okay. Well, fair. Like I said earlier, I'm a fucking idiot. I don't know if you knew that. But that confirms it. I mean, I was half right, technically, but that's good to know. It's that was always the thing. The writing was always my weakest part when I was in German. We're gonna take a quick sidebar. I spoke German. I learned German for like. I took like 3 years of German in high school and a year's worth of German in college. And I was always pretty good at speaking it. Like I wasn't good at speaking it. I shouldn't say that. I was way better at speaking it than I was trying to write it. I was always better at conversational German than I was anything else. And also, my professor, I no joke, the first day, and I went to like a fancy liberal arts school. I'm not gonna get I'm not gonna name names, but it was way more than I needed to be going to, especially since I flunked out. The professor full on rode into the first class like on a scooter. Oh shit. Okay, we're okay. Like he was on like a Razor scooter. He rode in and he's like, I'm the chill professor. I like to have fun. And I'm like, good. I'm glad that you like to have fun because I'm really bad at German. And he was also my like counselor, like my like guidance counselor, of course. And I was like, this is awkward. So like the final, like my last semester, I only went to college for 2 years. My last semester, he was like, you're failing literally every class. Like you have, well, I don't think I was failing. I think I was failing like half my classes. I think I had like 2 C's and 2 E's at that point. And he's like, you got to really turn your stuff around. I'm like, yeah, I will next semester. And then next semester, literally the like day one, I was working on like transfer papers and like withdrawal papers. Like I was not. If I had my shit together sooner, I wouldn't have even gone 2 full years. I'll give you a half point. Yes. I watch a lot of anime and a lot of manga. It's well, you know, fair. That's fair. I don't know. Anime is too much for me. Like it's just there's too much content to consume, which is why I don't fuck with anime typically. I wish there was like I don't know, maybe there is on Crunchyroll. I've gotten to this bad habit of watching YouTube, all of my YouTube content at 2x, because I'm like, I need to like consume this content faster. So I'll just put all my YouTube content at 2x, and so I could watch twice as much YouTube, you know? You can't really do that with Twitch though, so that's I have a hard time like making like new friends on Twitch. Like obviously you and there's a couple of other people who I I know I enjoy on Twitch, and so it's not as much of a big deal. But there's definitely some people who are just too like they're the people who talk legitimately like this slow all the time, like Captain Kirk, like. But you know, like high. And I'm like, you gotta speed it up a little bit, please, for the love of Christ. I can't handle this. Sorry. Look, anybody who watches this on YouTube is gonna be so mad. But I didn't do it. I swear, I'm not a murderer. Yeah, obviously we know you're not a murderer, Ryannosuke. You're in the fucking sequel, and in the other 4 episodes of this game. I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless, I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there's certain peculiarity. Wow. Woo. Are you suggesting Kirk was sober? That's true. That's true. See, Kirk strikes me as like as somebody who would get drunk more than high, and I don't know. All right, you see there, yeah, okay. What do you mean? You'll soon understand once proceedings get underway. But what should I do? Well, probably shut the fuck up and not say anything. Naturally, I'm going to suggest doing anything that could lead to a fair. As soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else does. You must say, I do. Okay, sure. But Ryannosuke is a 2nd year, like, law student. Shouldn't he know what this question is? Surely not. Do you accept the accusations Oh. Defendant! Oh, the bailiff is back. Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. At once, I say. It must seem It would seem that's a big fucking word that even if I wasn't 3 shots of 100 proof vodka, and I wouldn't be able to tell you what that meant. Discussions are about to be cut short. So allow me to summarize. The video gamiest shit I've ever seen in my life. Incredible. Kasumi Asogi must not be the defense. Oh, must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. Of course not. Have the defendant. Oh. Oh, so he wants me to not. That's interesting. Oh, okay, fair. That's accurate. Those are, this is a wild, like, let's do as a first, as a first trial to a game. My one and only chance to prove my innocence, the trial that would decide my destiny. 22nd of November. We are 40 minutes in, and we're just getting through to the first. Oh, man. Courtroom 2, the 22nd of November, 9 a.m., Supreme Court of the Judiciary, Courtroom 2. Oh, look at him. He's so... He's terrified. Kasumi, cool as a fucking cucumber, has the sweet headband flowing in the wind. There's no wind in the courtroom. We don't know how he does it. It's super cool. Ryannosuke looking like he's just absolutely shit his pants. So this is a courtroom? This man hasn't even been in a courtroom? Ay, we're fucking toast. I just want to play as Kasuma. Let me just play as him. Let me ditch this nerd. And we'll go on from there. I don't much like the look of the people sitting in the public gallery. Lots of military and other uniforms in there. Kasuma, the powers that be have demanded that this is a secret trial. Ryannosuke, a secret trial? A trial that's closed to A trial that's closed to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend. What? But why? It'll become clear in time. But for now, you need to concentrate. It's about to begin. Judge. The court will now hear the trial of Ryannosuke. Let's go. Before we begin, there's one point of order that I would like to confirm. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for change of advocate. That is correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself. Normal procedure is that the defendant's advocacy to be decided 2 days before trial. As this is an unusual circumstance, I'm obliged to ask for final confrontation now. Who advocates for the defendant in this trial? This is it. This must be the question. Who's going to defend me? And that's the question that the professor meant. And then, if I say I do, that's a lot of ellipses. I need to answer I do, yeah, obviously. This man is so terrified. Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. As I'm standing beside the defendant, I hope it's clear who would advocate for his defense. Raising his hand like it's a goddamn classroom. What is this? What is the meaning of this unruly outburst? I would like to inform the court that I, Ryannosuke, will be defending myself. What? What? That was what he meant by... Okay, this feels foolish. The judge knows what's up. The judge... What are you playing at, Ryannosuke? Professor Mikitoba told me everything just now before the trial. He did what? He just pulls his sword out. So I'm gonna defend you, motherfucker. He said your dreams of studying abroad would be dashed if you were to lose. Well, he's not gonna lose, dude. Look at him. He's got the sweet headband. How sad. It means you don't have faith in me. That's what I fucking said, dude. You think I won't be able to get you off? Woo, Lord. Getting hot in here? No, it's not that, really. It's just that, well, on the off chance that things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear to be the reason that you... Yes, I knew that's how you'd feel, which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Yeah, no shit. He should have stuck his nose. Yeah, the professor was kind of a bitch. Let's be honest, he was kind of an asshole. Very well. The court hereby recognizes the defendant's desire to advocate for himself in today's trial. Well, well, look at this smug motherfucker. Does the accused admit defeat already, renouncing his own counsel? Really? Kasumi, make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows the defendant's innocence is so apparent that he is confident that he can speak for himself. Isn't that so? Yeah, obviously. Yeah, exactly. We love to see it not. Oh man, I love him already. In fact, my mind's a complete blank. I mean, you were there, right? Like, surely, if anybody is gonna have the defense of, I don't know. I realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so... Harumph. Oh my god, I get the hiccups. Are you kidding me? Well, for a mere university student to be brought before the Supreme Court. Oh, he did. You must have been perpetrated a most heinous crime indeed. But you should surely know the crime, right? As you are no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of the Judiciary of Japan. Accordingly, the very highest standard of conduct are expected of all present. Do I make myself clear, Defendant Ryannosuke? Yes, Your Excellency. Perfect. It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task you've undertaken. By competency, what does that mean? He's questioning the ability to do the job. Well, he can't be questioning it more than I am. Oh, I love him. He's a fucking cinnamon roll. I love him. So let's start with the very simplest of questions. Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in the case. Well, that's easy enough. I've heard the name more times than I can remember, but wait. I'm so nervous I can't even remember that. It's like when the professor at the beginning of Pokemon games is like, what's the name of my nephew? I'm like, man, he's your nephew. Surely he would know that, right? Ryannosuke. Kasuma's like, you're a fucking idiot. All the relevant information for this case can be found in the court record. But I can't even find that. Oh, man. In the court record with the press of E. If you've ever forgotten something, just consult there. For the court record? Alright. There's no time to lose. Court record. Alright, university collar print. Proof that I'm a university at Yumi University. I've always worn a collar. Sure. We'll find it. Okay. The victim of John Wilson. Sure. Oh, he's a visiting professor of medicine from the British Empire. Lead president. Sure. So remember, everything you do in the current case can be found in the court record. Sure, sure. So you'd better not keep his excellent waiting any longer. Go on. Find the victim in the people section. Yeah, I already did. And press R to present.
Yes!
Easy. The victim's name is Dr. John H. Wilson. At least you can remember the name of the esteemed member of your own university. Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England, invited to UME University 3 years ago. Indeed, which is the reason this has such profound implications. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally. And as most of you are aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations. There can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation. It's a weird treaty name. And yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilt on our soil. You two are both undergraduates at the Imperial UME University, are you not? Murdering a professor from the very institute that provides your education, have you no honor? Listen, this can be my new profile pic. Can we make that happen? Bane, if you're lurking in here, if you're lurking here, can we get this as my profile picture for my socials, please? Incredible. This case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies as well as other sides of the world. This court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution in this matter. In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers, and you're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame for this crime. But that's why this case is okay. Exactly, it needs to convict somebody as quickly as possible. Sure. All because the victim is an Englishman. Sure. I knew this, though. But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference to me here. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime. Or we got about to get like a 3 days earlier. Yeah, we are, baby. Let's go. Alright, Kazuma, you go fucking be a badass. The British Empire. Wow. It's incredible to think. I've seen that man at university. I'm sure he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still, I should go and say hello. Should you? Seems like that's the worst thing you could do in this moment. So I went over to the professor's table. He's such a fucking cutie, come on. And introduced myself to Dr. Wilson. Now then, let me pose the next question to you, defendant. Yes, Your Excellency. How did the professor of medicine, Dr. John Wilson, lose his life? State before the court the cause of death. The cause of death? Well, obviously, that was, remember that in court, every assertion must be backed by evidence. By evidence? But how? Find the piece of evidence that shows the... and click present. Okay. Postmortem report a little after 2 p.m. Loss of blood from a gunshot to the chest. The bullet did not pass through the victim's body. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and present
yes!
that. The postmortem report, which is obviously something the judge would have, but... According to the document, the sufferer from a hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma. I watch too many murder documentaries. Learn to read, you imbecile. That's the postmortem report. Yes, sorry. That's right. The postmortem report. In the West, the doctor dissects a corpse to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. Sure. But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way. Yeah, I'm sure you are going to be. Come on. This is a so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime. You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by a powder explosion. In other words, we could assume that the victim was shot in close range. Sure. Thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into evidence of a photographic print that shows the victim shot in the front of the chest and subsequently died. Sure. So that's a photographic print. Well, that's something I've never seen before. It's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail is incredible. Very well, I'm satisfied with your answers. Let us start the trial. In order to better appease the court with the facts of the case, the prosecution hereby calls its first witness, who was at the scene of the crime when it happened. Ooh, this is it then, huh? Is Kasumi just, like, hanging out being a cheerleader? Is that what... If I'm representing myself, why is he still here? I think it may have worked out what the professor had in mind. The professor? You mean Dr. Mitoba? Yes. Clearly, you're the defense lawyer today, not me. But it doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant. When he was speaking with me before, he simply said, Kasumi Soga must not be the defense attorney in this trial. That is true. That is true. He must really have been sticking to his or in. He must really have stuck his or hasn't he? Any help you can give me would be greatly appreciated. My first piece of advice is... first piece of advice is rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control the cold sweats. Only if you rein in the crazy headband and... I told you, there's no wind in here! It's not just me. This headband is moving on its own. It's wild. Incredible. Incredible. This jerk. State your name and occupation for the court, please. My name is Satoru. I'm the head waiter at a Western-style restaurant called Le Carnaval. He's obviously the murderer, right? Like, that's a suspicious thing to just do. That's a regular occurrence, my guy? You need to go to the doctor. As everyone knows, the capital's southeastern quarter was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. It's become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. This grim crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants, in eatery 3 days ago. Sure. Understood. Would you kindly tell the court everything you know about the incident? At once, sir. And no pity injections from the from the aspiring lawyer boy, please. Oh, you know I'm gonna interject. Oh, he's adorable. Incredible. It was just after 2 p.m. On the day in question. There were few diners at the time. The lunchtime rush was over, and there was only 3 tables still occupied. That fits with my memory of it, too. There was hardly anybody in the place. It was when I was in the kitchen putting away the crockery and cutlery. A gunshot rang out, so I hurried to the dining area to see what had happened. I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair. And standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student. Hold on. Just let me clarify something. Well, I did pick up a gun that I found laying on the floor beside the professor. I didn't shoot him. I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness's report of what he saw, you amateur. Fuck you. I'll interject when I want. Next time you interrupt at an inappropriate time, you will be penalized. Okay, sure. For now, we must quietly listen to the witness. Sure. If I may confirm one point, waiter, standing beside the victim with a gun in hand was the same man that you see in the courtroom today. So he can interject willy-nilly, but I can't? Okay, cool. Yes, without question. This smug son of a bitch, I can't wait to take him down. And apart from the accused, was there anybody else standing beside the victim? No. There was nobody else at the table but the deceased Englishman and the university student. What did he just say? There was nobody else around that table. What's the matter, Ryannosuke? That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, who else was there? Bum bum bum. It's Irene Adler. There was a woman sitting opposite of the table. Really? And that's not something the waiter would have missed? I've been warned about interjecting, but still, what should I do? We're interjecting! Oh, man. We're gonna wait and see. We're gonna play it safe. We're gonna... I desperately want to say something, but was told not to interject, because I don't want to get because I feel like if I interject again, I'm gonna get burned. Ryannosuke, if your parents tell you to study, you're the kind of man who would diligently go to work, aren't you? I suppose I am. I never have gotten into Yumi University otherwise. But you can't always follow the rules in life, you know. True. If you don't say what you want right now, you'll seriously regret it when you're found guilty. Sure. All right, you've scared me. I won't forget that piece of advice in a hurry. And there is something I want to say. I'm just gonna shut my... Okay, so just interject willy-nilly. Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with him at the same table. Dear me. What are we going to do with you? With blatant disregard for court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could it be that the accused, this new student, is not a real lawyer after all? But I'm sure of what I saw. Is there any chance you were mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy? Oh, he's... The deceased gentleman came to dine alone. I don't believe it. I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant from that day. Please, have a look if you'd like. I see a sketch of the establishment's layout drawn by yourself. Hey, I appreciate you. I'm mostly through it now. I'm feeling much better. But thank you for hopping in for a couple of minutes. I hope dinner's delicious. I don't know what we're having, so... that's right. I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone. Clearly, you're a very conscientious waiter. Thank you, sir. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well... Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Ooh, there's something wrong with that. He was completely calm and collected until now. Okay, sure. Man's dying. So? The court has now heard the precis of the case. Yes, at the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant. The only person in close proximity was the victim. To the victim was the defendant on trial today. It would seem that we're looking at a black and white case here. Defendant, Ryannosuke. Yes, Your Excellency. If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court would be willing to look mercifully upon you. In other words, you may have some small reprieve in the terms of your inevitable punishment. I called this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case. But I must warn the defense, if you're determined to pursue matters further in this trial, the prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime. What do you think I should do, Kasuma? Well, obviously not plead guilty. I'm going to be found guilty one way or the other. it seems. Come on. Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? No! You got 2 more games to 2 more games to play. Everyone keeps telling me this trial is unusual because of these peculiarities. You've said it, Professor Makoba said it, and so how has the judge and prosecution? I'm scared of what lies if I push this. As I've said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing now to throw that trust back in my face? Is that it? What? If the accused is in fact innocent, then a defense attorney is duty-bound to prove innocence by whatever means necessary. Are you going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself? The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryannosuke. The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses. Fuck them up! Then we'll see how decisive this evidence is. Indeed. Prosecutor, Lychee? I don't know. I don't think that's it. I don't know how to pronounce this. Please continue with the proceedings. Well, you've been warned. The young can be so reckless. You know, some call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I want to be. In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced forever. The prosecution calls its next witnesses. All right. Alright, I'm gonna take a quick break. We're just gonna... I'm just gonna let us listen to the courtroom music. Alright, sorry about that. I decided to get myself a fresh cup of tea as well. Witnesses, kindly state your name for the record. Nosa, I am the Great Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant, Ieyasu Nosa, reporting for duty, sir. Myself, I employ as a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity for the affluent of our nation, and conduct my trade at Ryusu Tea, a humble premises in the 2nd District. Oh, these names are killing me. An antiquity dealer and a soldier, what a unique pairing. Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant the day of question. They must have been the diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned. I habitually take tea the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question, always post-noon, but not infrequently, converse with interested parties regarding the curios of which I make my business. I can't understand a word the old man is saying. Me too, brother. Me too. He's an antique dealer, and it sounds like he's a regular at Le Carnaval. He seeks out potential customers who may be interested in his antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. He obviously targets Le Carnaval because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele. Sure. Right, I see. Although, to be honest, that sergeant looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer. Now, you both witnessed the precise moment at which this incident occurred. Is that correct? Affirmative. The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in that I can only describe as an act of war, sir. It was that black uniformed rogue infantryman right over there who unloaded his firearm, sir. This man's as impossible to understand as the other. These feel like caricatures. I kind of like it. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during the last thing he said. So this is the decisive evidence that the prosecution was threatening. Soldier claiming he actually saw the precise moment that the victim was shot dead. Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable? If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start. You're not wrong. We'll now hear formal testimony. You will state everything at the precise moment the incident occurred. Yes, sir. Standing. Unsavory memories of a most acubic afternoon. What the witnesses saw. I was ingesting my regulation beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man. Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman. At this precise moment, a firearm was discarded. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian and from the back. Ooh, that was from the front. No, hold on. That picture shows the gunshot from the front, and it also said that the shot never left his body. So that is very important. So yeah, that's the gunshot, and it's yeah. The bullet did not pass through the victim's body. Good to know. So if he's claiming he was shot from the back, then he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. I was on my hands and knees investigating the whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded previous curio. Well, so you, Sergeant Yosuke, actually witnessed the vital moment. You saw the split second the defendant fired the weapon at the victim. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. That wicked university cadet. Why does it keep making it like a baby screech? I hate it. Put that away! But that's ridiculous. I didn't shoot anybody. No, you didn't. Is that really true, Ryannosuke? Yes, all I did was pick the gun up off the floor where it was laying. After I'd said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. And when I had finished, I got up from the seat to leave the restaurant. When I had noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it. So I bent down just as I was picking it up. Oh, he got set up hard. Well, if that's the truth, then obviously a crime. Obviously there was a crime in the scene somewhere. And somewhere in these two witness testimonies, there's a clue the criminal was. Ryannosuke, you must exercise the right to cross-examine. Cross-examine? Do it now. As you've heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubt in the testimony of these two witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. I don't know about all that. It's time to bring this despicable student to justice. Certainly, the testimony of this court heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. Does it, my guy? But does it? Therefore, it's my grave duty to declare... Such a fucking dork. I love that. I love him so much. I love him so much. What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst? I mean the defense demands the right to cross-examination. Let's go. We already got this figured out. We got this locked, stock and barrel. We got this locked and loaded. Let me guess, the Requiem head boy next door told him to do it. How pathetic. First off, no, I'm the only one allowed to make fun of this headband, you son of a bitch. Keep Kasuma's name out of your mouth. Huh? How did he know? The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How could he possibly carry out a cross-examination? The defense is asserting the right to cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant. Yeah, you fuck. Kasuma is so commanding. We do love... Every character... Well, I shouldn't say every character. Kasuma and Ryannosuke are fucking charming as shit so far. Like, I get it. Even in the first, like, hour, like, I get why this game is so good. And such a, like, a beloved series. Like, if Phoenix Wright is half this good, like, I get it. But I didn't even know what to do in a cross-examination while I assume Kasuma's about to teach me. Isn't it obvious you exposed the lies in the witness testimonies? How? You didn't fire the gun, which means the soldier has to be alive. Well, yes, but it's just a case of proving it. And the key to doing that is in the evidence. Right, evidence. All you need to do is present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves that the witness is lying. Let's go, Ryannosuke. Don't let them beat you. Let's go. All right, then. It's all or nothing. Incredible. We love that. We love that. Okay, there's stuff up here now. I was ingesting, yeah? I was extolling a virtue, sure. I observed the actions with my own eyes, the Black University, and from the back. Okay, we're gonna press Q to press. So this black uniformed university cadet, you're saying that was... Ugh. I've just had about enough of your sauce, cadet. How would you... who else do you see around here with a black uniform? Well, there's also somebody standing right next to me who fits that description as well, but... It was you, you little weasel. You unloaded the firearm, and from the back. Yep, this is the thing. It's from the back. He was shot from the front. What is it? I'm not quite sure. There's something about the sergeant just said that I can't put my finger on it. It's the photo. Something's playing in my mind. Can I just... In that case, check over the details of the evidence you've gathered in the court record. If you find an inconsistency with what the court said, then don't hold back. Present the evidence to the court. Thrust it in the witness's face and make them choke on it. Hell yeah. Yep. How do I... Sure. All right. Oh, that's good to know. Sure. So we're just talking about inconsistency. Okay, we do it with R. Sure. All right. Sure. So be sure.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm just like hitting this too early. That's not really the beefsteak. I love that this guy is just absolutely... Yeah, he's like... I know what questions to ask. This is obviously like... this feels like very tutorial-y.
Yes.
All right. That's the line where he says from the back. Already seen this. We've already heard all of this, though. Here we go.
Yes!
I have to present. I had not press. Okay. Oh, he's sweating. Oh, we sweating. We got it now. Sorry. What is this? The meaning of this insubordination? Thrusting some photographic print in my mustache. Inconsistency, sir. There's a clear inconsistency here. Let's go. What nonsense. What could this print possibly tell us that we don't already know? Well, obviously that, you know, I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth. Rumph. I think you've proved beyond a shadow of a doubt, Your Excellency, that there's no place for amateur students here in the grand courtroom. Ugh, this is so frustrating. Oh, please. Kasuma. Get him. Get him! Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. To spell it out would be an insult to the court. Kasuma, what? It's apparent from the single glance at this photographic print presented by the defense that there's clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement. Whoa, what? Sergeant Nosa? Yes, what? Yes, sir, what, sir? The statement that you just made. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly weasel. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. I witnessed the crime with my very own military-grade eyes. He was shot from the front. But no, that cannot be. And why not, cadet? Because... Take a closer look at that print. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a wound to the chest. Get shit on, punk! Oh, no! Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that's the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it? The whole ass baby up this guy's back. Okay, sure. What the? What was that? Something just popped out from behind him. Incredible. Certainly, there's a clear discrepancy with the facts here. That's true. Yes, sir. At this junction, that would appear to be indisputable. Until the moment I'd heard the firearm discharge, my eyes were firmly fixed on the delicious Le Carnival steak, sir. The last testimony the court heard has proven one thing beyond a reasonable doubt. This witness, Sergeant Nosa, did not see the defendant firing the gun at all. That's absurd. Is it, though? I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There is no place for amateur prosecutors here in the grand courtroom. Fucking get him, Kasuma! Get him! There's been a complete turnabout in the mood of this trial from just that one discrepancy. Kasuma don't give a fuck. So this is what being an ace attorney is all about. But I definitely saw him. You definitely didn't see shit. That university cadet there, he was pointing a firearm directly at the victim's back. But I never fired the gun. All I had was picked it up off the floor. And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either? Myself, I've already been quite clear. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Too busy on the floor. Sorry, what were you doing? Hunting for treasure. Treasure? Indeed. My prized coin. On each occasion I visit the restaurant, it is my habitude to place in my bosom pocket a particular trinket of interest for my restaurant, in hopes of meeting a rich diner that might buy it from you. On the day under scrutiny, it was to the military man who I pre-offered my treasure. Believe that he would have purchased such a rare find. I did not, but I presented it with a little alternative. And then, after averting my eyes for the briefest of moments, it was there no more. It simply vanished. The Koban vanished? Hunting around under the table, I was, in case mayhaps had fallen there, and that's when it happened. You heard the gunshot. Indeed I did. But I heeded it not, for I was concerned only with finding my absconded treasure. Nothing could distract me. Out of interest, did you find the coin in the end? Oof. No doubt some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin himself. I'm sure everyone present is aware this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon. Nevertheless, the witness testimony of this court was just heard was inconclusive. No matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British. It is unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. Worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but he will find a wolf at the back. Ooh. Does he have another witness? My witnesses have further testimony to make. Upon hearing their next statements, it will become abundantly clear that there's only one person who could have possibly committed these despicable crimes. Equally despicable defendant, Ryannosuke. He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he? I don't know why, I didn't do anything to him. Well, the court invites the witness to testify again. You will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegations. Affirmative. The newest member of the Nosa family to rise up through the ranks. Aido. Adorable. It would seem those straps are a sign that the sergeant is too strapped to afford a nanny. Roasted. Your father is about to quell the enemy. Oh, gross. He's got the weird snot thing. Okay. The true culprit. Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment, almost the same thing. Furthermore, visual search to the premises at the time confirmed we were the only personnel present. Indeed, alone he was with the Englishman dining by himself. Okay. Therefore, no one other than the black uniform could have dispatched the Englishman. Over and out.
Yes!
No.
Objection!
This is the wrong photo. That steak is half eaten. Hold on. This steak is half eaten. Hold on. Let's go to the record. Examine. Ooh. Maybe not. Okay. I thought that was more clearly evident. Yeah, maybe. The waiter before said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came into the restaurant alone as well. But that's not true. Hey, I saw her. I swear I saw a woman with him. We seem that we were able to telegraph the report to Great Britain on time after all. The witness testimonies that we've just heard leave little room for doubt. This is very sensitive political times, as we all know. The ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. To think that I will be have contributed to the amity of these two great blah blah blah. How can this be happening? The judge is ready to rule. Well, hold on. Stand tall, Ryannosuke. It is not over yet. Kasuma, let's go. If what you say is true, then there's something going on behind the scenes. And now is your chance to expose it, to draw out the truth in your cross-examination. Let's go. I don't know. Okay. Bum bum bum. Okay. Even if I had not seen it, was almost the same thing. Yes, pointing his gun at the foreman was the lad in black. Even though I'm gonna press him for info on that. Yes, it may be true that I was holding the gun at the point in time, but I've already told you it was just because I picked it up off the floor. Well, obviously it's a culprit. That's the only way you could explain it away. Finished drinking my coffee. I was about to leave the restaurant when... exactly at that moment, when the shot goes off. But he was looking on the floor, so shouldn't he have seen me? Full of events beyond our control, life is. Sorry, what do you mean? In your case, you found a pistol on the floor and picked it up, which participated the... which... in this testing predicament. Whereas conversely, I failed to pick up the Koban from the floor and find myself in an equally testing predicament as a result. Is it though? Is it though, my guy? Anyways, the fact remains, myself, I did see you with the pistol in hand standing over the foreigner. Furthermore, the visual search of the premises confirmed we were the only personnel present. Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman dined all by himself. Therefore, no one but the black uniformed cadet could have done it. What's the matter? I can't find anything. I can't find a clear discrepancy anywhere. I'm done for. I can't win this trial. Oh shit, he's getting sad. Listen, the first thing to do is to calm down. That's true. You can't expect witness statements to be full of holes every time. Take your time, try and tease more information out of them first. What do you mean? You can choose to either press or present against each of the witness statements. If the witness says something that you're suspicious about, press him with Q. With a little luck, you may get details which could prove to be crucial. The important point is there's no sense in holding back. If there's even this, if anything even slightly jars with you, press the witnesses on it and press them hard. Sure. Even if I...
Yes!
Okay. No, that's not the same thing at all. For a start, I didn't fire that gun. I mean, surely they could tell if the gun was fully loaded, then he couldn't have possibly fired it, right? We have a difference of opinion on that. The opinion of a uniformed officer between that of a fledgling cadet. I don't think so. Consider this, defendant. Just a moment ago, I blinked. Did you? Did you see that? Did you see me blink? How could I? And yet, it's an undeniable fact that I didn't, in fact, blink. Is it, though? So there you have it. Ugh.
Yes!
I'm just gonna press every statement and go from there. I noticed the gun on the floor, so I picked it up, and at the exact moment, sure. Well, when this sergeant guy has been like doing the big hits, it sounds like a gunshot. I'm trying to...
Yes!
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you, Kasuma.
Yes!
Why aren't you telling the truth? There's a woman sitting across from the table from the professor. Perhaps one of perhaps one of you might not have noticed, but for both of you to have failed to have seen the professor's dining companion, that's just not possible. Unfortunately for you, it's not just a case of these two witnesses alone. Sorry? Oh, the waiter. They could have all been paid off. Well, I don't know about that. Alright. So this is just back to the same. Alright. Let's... I kind of want to present the business card. Well, what about the last statement made by the witness? It seems perfectly reasonable to me. Exactly, perfectly reasonable in every way. Perhaps you should take a leaf out of the witness's book and learn... Oh, okay, great. Love that.
Yes! Yes!
Okay. This is dumb. Why can't I... This is frustrating that it forces me through the this dialogue every single time. I'm assuming this is just because it's the tutorial. I assume once we get into the actual, non-tutorial ones, hopefully. Yep. I'm gonna repress every time.
Yes!
This is the blinking one.
Yes! Yes! Objection!
Here we go. As you have been at pains to point out time and again, I feel like I'm growing callous in my ear. And yet no one appears to have caught even a glimpse of this woman. Only there had been more people dining there at the time. There would have been somebody who noticed her. Unfortunately, it was already past 2 when it happened. The quiet time between lunch and dinner in any restaurant. I know, of course the place was almost empty. It's what you'd expect. Certainly, 2 p.m. is neither here nor there in terms of time to eat. I wonder if there's any reason why the victim was eating at that time of day, and why he was alone. Yes, Your Excellency, there is indeed a reason. There was. We found this in the victim's pocket. Medicine report card. We assume the victim had an appointment at a clinic prior to visiting the restaurant. Hoyta clinic indeed appeared to be an entry for the date in question. 19th of November, noon to past 1. The very day of the incident. Prosecution felt no need to submit this evidence before, as it really had no bearing on the case. What are you talking about? Speaks to the victim's whereabouts. Well, it's hard to see how that could be related, really. Remember, you can request to be entered in the court record as evidence if you think it would be useful. Yes. Should I ask for the, sure. Ask for it to be submitted.
Yes!
It literally couldn't hurt at this point. If I may, I'd like to ask for the medical report card to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency. On what grounds? I wonder if the report card is going to be like he can't have beef or something. Or he can't have, like, sparkling water or something. The court has already heard conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence would be extenuous, not to mention the victim's movement prior to the arrival of the restaurant.
Objection!
A disagree. Hard disagree. Get him, Kasuma. Whether or not there are concern is up for us to decide. We are ready to explore any possible avenue. I beg your pardon? You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence. That's true. Very well. The court will grant the defendant's request. Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. It's a most disturbing trend. Oh God, what a boomer. Officer, kindly add the victim's medical report to the court record. Sure. What we need right now is new clues. That is true. I can't examine it. Okay. You have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first. Right, I hear you. You can conspire to prolong this trial as much as you'd like, but it's the day after the festival already for you. Or perhaps you'd forgotten. But these witness testimonies leave no room for doubt. I feel free to reiterate for the accused. Rude to sell. Indeed. Alone he was the Englishman. Alright. Excellent work. You've gleaned some new information now. Well, yes, but I don't feel like it changes much. I can't see why it brings any real discrepancies to light. I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report you got before. Oh, you mean this? Yes, this is a brand new piece of evidence, so perhaps we can examine it for a little bit more detail. How exactly? Notice that there's some piece of evidence to prepare. Yeah. Sure. See, I'm too smart for my own good on this. I'm trying to overthink this. And, and that's the Sure. Yep. Sure. Ooh, it highlights. If investigate further, sure. So, partner, I think you should take a closer. Yeah, obviously we're gonna take a closer look at it. See if there's anything new to be learned from examining it in more detail. Yes. Splendid. Oh, hello. Okay. It looks like this medical report was first issued quite some time ago. Hold on, that's an old one. It's probably a record of long-term treatment. That's why, with a family doctor, I'd imagine. Well, I can't imagine going to a doctor. I mean, as long as I'm alive, I'm never consulting one. Wow, Ryannosuke. Chill out, dude. Even if we're dead, there'd be no point. So, you don't like doctors then? Why would you? They make you drink horrible tasting medicine. They give you painful. Oh, he's a child. Good to know. They demand lots of money for you for the privilege, all when you're at your lowest ebb. I mean, technically he's not wrong, but you sound like a roasted. Fucking get him, Kasuma. I love it. With a bad case of stubbornness, no less, for which the only cure is bitter medicine, indeed. Indeed. It says right here. Hold on. Required for every visit. I thought it was I thought it said like a new report required for every visit. It says Hoyt Clinic on this medical card. I hate clinics almost as much as I hate hospitals and surgeries. Aren't they all the same? When I was 5, I caught the only cold I'd ever had in my life. And I remember, even though I felt awful, I'd had this hideous injection in my right arm. I've never forgotten it. Never in my whole life. Most people would have given their right arm to have only had one cold in their whole life. Anyways, I don't think this clinic is where they treat people for illnesses like that. Let's keep looking for clues. I don't want to miss anything. Can't find anything out of place. Okay. Sure. Oh, hold on. No, I didn't want to do that. Hush. Let me get this rabbited page. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, they're all... Okay. Let's have a look-see. This is some kind of medical history. There's an entry for the day the professor was killed. Extraction of molar with... Oh, he wouldn't have eaten! Because he had a molar out! So wasn't his food, so he was the one not eating. That was the other person's food. Hell yeah. Let's go. I've heard it's anesthesia, although it's hard to believe there's anything that can actually stop you from feeling pain. It's a cautionary note from the medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours post-procedure until anesthetic effects wear off. Yeah, let's go. Let's fucking go. Let's go. This new information, the meaning that one particular statement totally changes. So, do you think it's time we listen to the testimony again, don't you? Yes. Let's go. Ugh. Even if I saw it wasn't precise, practically the same thing. Yes, pointing his gun at the foreman, he was that young lad in black. So much as he did it, did it to further. The only person on the premises. Indeed. Oh shit! I fucked up. It was that second one. I gotta redo it. It was the one. It was the fourth one. It was the fourth slide. I have to... There is a discrepancy somewhere in the fourth statement. Crucial point is the victim had been prohibited from consuming anything but water, yeah. So he wasn't dining alone. It wasn't his food. Yep. But the one indiscrepancy moment is on the fourth slide. The thing is like this game wants you to like go through all of the slides first to like come to that conclusion. All right. Furthermore, the visual search. Yep. Alright. Hold on. Indeed, there he was, dining all by himself. We're gonna present the medical report, and we're gonna present. Fuck you! What are you whittering about, lad? Call yourself a lawyer? I wish I could. Roasted! But first and foremost here, I'm the accused. You're not wrong. Everybody stumbles on their words occasionally. Under the circumstances, Kazuma's such a good friend. He's a hero. I wouldn't worry about it. Thanks, Kazuma. He's a sweetheart. I can see it quite clearly in that cross-examination you just carried out. And you raised your hand straight up like that, so purposefully. I knew exactly what you wanted to say. Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully. Just say what you're thinking. Alright, and thanks for the advice. Easy. Easy. This is a medical report card belonging to the victim. I see, and I don't see. What is it, boy? Comparing that to the comparing what is written in this report to with your witness statement, something clearly doesn't add up. Dear me, dear me. Have you forgotten my words so soon, you amateur? Sorry, what? You are not to interrupt court proceedings with your amateurish drivel. But let's see if I can explain this in words you might understand. This guy sucks. It's so very clearly like he's supposed to be the villain. I love it. It was after 2 p.m. in the restaurant when the victim was murdered in the restaurant. Whatever he or may not have done before that is completely irrelevant. Not if he couldn't fucking eat. But that's what, remember, Ryannosuke, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point. Roast his ass. Let's go. Your Excellency, I believe we're finished here. There's surely no need to prolong this court. He's asleep. The judge is just full ass asleep. We've just been going at each other. Kazuma and Ryannosuke have just been talking for 45 minutes, and he's like, I don't get paid enough for this. Incredible. The witness testimonies the court have heard have been clear and concise. This medical report card has no bearing on the matter at all, for the simple reason that there is no one else besides this pale-faced pupil. Ryannosuke has heard fuck enough. He's done. This medical report card has nothing to do with the case. Do you really believe that? What? That outburst half petrified me, boy. Of course I believe it. How could it possibly be relevant? Perhaps because Hoyta Clinic, which issued the report card, is a dental clinic. Gotcha, bitch! Oh no! You didn't look too closely at that, huh? Huh. Is that supposed to mean something to me? Perhaps if I told you that the victim had just had a tooth extracted. What's this now? And furthermore, if I told you that as a result the victim had been forbidden from eating. Just what are you trying to say, cadet? He had orders not to eat? So what? It's all written up here. No food or drink other than water for 3 hours post-procedure while the anesthesia wears off. What? No, that can't... It can be, actually. As you just heard, when he was killed sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at the time. No. Additionally, there's more? Roasted. You have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. So that couldn't possibly be the case. Because the victim, as we now know, had just had his tooth extracted and was still experiencing the effect of the anesthesia. Gotcha! Expertly done, partner. I got so excited I fucked up my... Sorry. Expertly done, partner. Let's go!
Objection!
What is this nonsense, you little upstart? Oh, I'm gonna fucking throw this guy in the coals. Here we go. Those are baseless accusations. Just look at the photographic evidence. You can clearly see a plate of food at the victim's table. Yeah, it was somebody else's food. Obviously. Use your head. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about. Or can't you follow the logic? How dare you? I think it's fair to say that the tables in this restaurant's case have turned. Wouldn't you agree, Ryannosuke? I would. So, having undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Who is in fact eating in the picture, eating the pictured beefsteak? The court will hear the opinion of the defense on this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel? Sure, if you say so. Okay, this is the start of turning this trial around to show them what you're made of. Hell yeah. The person eating the steak at the victim's table must have been the victim himself. Well, it wasn't the victim, wasn't me. The two witnesses, an as yet unknown third party. I feel like the unknown third party is the right choice here, but based on everything else that we've gone with, obviously it can only have been somebody else who was sitting at the professor's table. You will not let this go, will you? There was no such person. There was, because I saw her. When the incident occurred, we know that the victim couldn't have been eating anything. And yet we have evidence of a half-eaten steak at the table. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is that there was somebody else eating it. We have strong evidence to support this assertion. It is clear that these witness testimonies are unreliable. Throw them out! If the court decides to push through the ruling at this stage, we will lodge a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrial, relentlessly. Kasuma's pissed. He's like, fuck you guys. Are you insane? You would take on the government? You're damn right I would. Don't worry, counsel. I have no issue with you. What do you mean? I have an issue with them, those two witnesses on the stand. What are you talking about? We have demonstrated with the evidence that the victim was not alone. So if it now turns out that those two deliberately lied when giving their testimonies, obviously you will be charged with perjury. Perjury? Yes, and since this is a murder trial, you'll also be deemed complicit in the killings. Oof. Oof. Oh, they about to get roasted? Negative. There was no mention of this in the tactical meeting. I was just following orders. That's right, as the man says. Just say you never saw the gentlewoman, and that's what they told us. Oh, we busted it wide open. 3 shots of vodka. What? Let's go. What did you just say? Oh, he's shaking in his boots. Following orders, baby. Let's go. Say you never saw the gentlewoman. Oh, man. Got him.
Objection!
Oh, he's panicking. What is the meaning of all this? These witnesses gave false statements? Is that true, you pair? Just one simple slip of the tongue. Well, I also have evidence to support it, but sure, I guess. Order, counselor. Explain what's going on here. It's painfully clear now. You tried to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth. Absolutely not. The prosecution knows nothing of this. Then who's behind this? Who tried to make you keep your mouth shut? Well, that's classified. So you're prepared to be tried as a conspirator to this murder, are you? You wouldn't. This can't be happening. Oh, he's the baby's tugged his mustache. Get fucked. Judging by the way they're reacting to this, I'd say they're sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence. However, I don't believe the prosecution had any idea about this. What are you saying? I mean, to wield that kind of influence, there'd only be a handful of possibilities. It could only have been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose. Any ideas who might be behind this? Can we affirm who tried to silence the witnesses? Then we can continue our pursuit. I don't fucking know. So we need to name whoever tried to keep the witnesses' mouths shut. Of course, we need evidence before we can make any firm proofs whoever did wield their power here. But how? How can we possibly... Remember how we made progress before? We examined the piece of evidence. New clue. Yes, that's right. Well, that's not the only piece of evidence we have here. We need to re-examine everything and make sure there's nothing that we missed. There's no time to lose. I want answers. If proven that these witnesses have been manipulated, I assure you the penalty will be severe. Please wait, Your Excellency. I had no idea about any of this. I swear to every Shinto god. I knew nothing. Yeah, right, buddy. And what does the defense have to say about this? Well, Your Excellency, no time to think. I'm just going to have to close my eyes and shout out the first name that comes into my head. That's maybe not the best idea, huh? Besides the prosecution, there's only one person with necessary influence to manipulate the witnesses. Can we... God, was it Miko? Oh, gosh. Because he's also a medical school professor. Oh, did he have him killed to try and like? Oh, that's cold. I think that's the play, right?
Yes!
I think, counsel, that you may want to close your ears as well as your eyes. Otherwise, the size of disappointment in the courtroom will be very deafening to you. Okay. That's disappointing. Alright. Cause of death, single fatal hemorrhage. No exit wound did not pass through the body. Sure. Oh, hold on. Oh, it's the fucking waiter? He was undercover? Oh, what a fucking sneaky sausage. Wow. Interesting, interesting. This plan of the restaurant raises a number of questions, I think, definitely. It's supposed to show the relative position of everything in the moment of the accident, but there's nothing to show the woman you say was there exactly. But that's not all. Look at the upper left, where it says kitchen. Oh yes. What is it? No one would use those complicated characters to write kitchen, especially not if they were in a hurry. You mean you don't remember those characters yourself? Don't you? Study harder, Ryannosuke. Okay, I'm just gonna go. It's got to be this guy.
Yes.
Because it was his business card that had the. Get him.
Objection!
Is he a waiter, though? A possible reason could you have the waiter to make a witness the false testimony, not to mention the fact that even a head waiter could not possibly have that level of influence. For once, I would agree with you. If that is, that man truly were a waiter. What? If he truly were? Gotcha! Come on, Ryannosuke. Time to hit the court with the truth. Let's go! The truth about Satoru real identity is proven by the evidence.
Yes.
This beautiful business card. The plan of the restaurant sketched by the man in question. I agree it shows a great attention to detail, but I'm not sure what you can conclude anything. Sorry, Your Excellency. That's the back of the card. It's the back of the card that's of interest. I beg your pardon? Or perhaps I should have said the front. Yes, the front, the front of the back of the card. It's where the telling detail is. This poor judge is fucking blown away by the stupidity. Thank you, Kasuma. Sketch a plan of the restaurant on the reverse side of this business card, and the front of the business card reveals the man in question's profession, his true profession, the waiter's profession. But that's surely good gracious. That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads, Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. Fucking got him. What? The waiter is a police detective? I hadn't heard any mention of this before. Why hadn't I heard any mention of this before? The Imperial Bureau has immense power, absolute power as far as regular civilians are concerned. So witnesses there in the stand. Was it in fact the waiter who gave you the orders? Was it he who told you not to mention the foreign gentleman's companion? Oh, well. I was worried something like this might happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketched evidence, I realized that was a possibility. Gotcha! See, I told you, I knew it was a good idea. The court will, yep. Yep, he panics. Yep. Yes, I remember that now. He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. It is my guiding principle, but I let myself get distracted when I made that sketch. It was an unusually careless mistake. Well, why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? Your salary must be terrible. I was working undercover. Incidents at the restaurant? What kind of incidences? That would be classified police information, which I'm not at liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to the case of homicide. Yeah, that's what they said about the medical report, too, and we fucking clowned them, so... Elaborate on one point. We have just heard new information that the two witnesses beside you, that at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. That is indeed true. Clearly, you would have also been aware of this person's presence, having served the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to that other diner. Therefore, I must leave to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you required these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct? Ooh. Yikes. Unbelievable, as I suspected. As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out from the kitchen to see what had happened. The victim slumped in his chair, and beside him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite of the victim was the same table was a young woman whom I had guessed to be an English woman. So the truth comes out. I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the Bureau. It was then that I received some special orders. Special orders? You mean to say, remove the English woman from the scene at once. It was made clear that the English woman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those were my words. But what if that English woman was the killer? I think it would have been in everyone's interest to not pursue that idea. What? The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything else at the moment. The Englishman has been murdered on our soil. To name an English woman as primary suspect, well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question. Well, sounds like I'm about to get some irrefutable evidence. But so that's the reason for the disappearance of the fainted woman in this case. But it's not right. It is not right. You are correct. The prosecutor's just sitting over here like, oh shit, I'm so screwed. One possibility does spring to mind. What do you mean, Kasuma? Yumi University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain, I'm fairly certain that one of them, studying in the medical faculty's research laboratory, is a young Englishwoman. What? You're a shrewd man. I can see why you've chosen candidate to study for the overseas study tour. You mean, when I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it was prudent to check her identity first. And when the court then the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector. The English woman sitting in the university professor's table was a certain Miss Giselle Brett. She is indeed a foreign student studying the research laboratory at Yumi Medical Facility. What is that? The prosecutor's lost. He has no idea what's going on. I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence of that lady's evidence at the scene and ordered these witnesses to not mention her in their testimonies. Well, that's not going to come back and bite you in the ass at all. It must now be up to your excellency to decide how to deal with the situation. Thus far, the case has been presented to the court, has been underpinned with a certain critical, namely the victim was dining alone. However, as we've now discovered that this premise is false. It would be a discreditation of our justice system to ignore the truth and give
Objection!
But Your Excellency, it would mean missing the noon deadline for, of a ruling in order to send the telegraphic report to Great Britain. Our own government will surely be displeased by such actions. Calm yourself, Counselor. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceedings of my courtroom. Inspector. You will locate this Giselle Brett and escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency. At once, Your Excellency. But that means you'll be going against the special orders you were given by the police bureau. As I said before, it is the guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly. So it won't be a problem? Nothing will get in my way. Court will adjourn briefly. The prosecution must call the English student Giselle Brett to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear? Your Excellency! Incredible. Incredible. To be continued. What? Save your current progress. Sure. Hold on. Is that just an autosave? I guess that's just an autosave. Hell yeah. 22nd November, 11:38 a.m. Supreme Court of the Judiciary. Defendant's Antechamber 5. Alright. We are going to take another quick break here. And there's no actual music playing, so I'm gonna go ahead and